Welcome to today's class. Now, we have studied partnership final accounts, that first chapter in standard 12. Now, this organization was basically for trading activities, buying and selling of goods and services. Okay, and their main motive was to earn profit. Now we go on to the second chapter, which is accounts of not-for-profit concerns. Now we have studied this term right at the beginning of standard 11. Okay, I've given you about 25 terms, and one of them was a trading concern and a non-trading concern. So non-trading means not for profit. Now, what is the meaning of non-trading concern? Okay, they are firms which are formed for promoting art, culture, sports, education, health, charity. So we have sports clubs, we have education institutions like one of our schools. So where they help out the larger public by giving them services. So the primary motive of a not-for-profit concern is to give service to its members and not to earn profit. Okay, not like the trading concern. You have seen in the trading concern that the main objective of the partnership firm or the sole proprietor or a cooperative firm is to earn profit. For this, it is not to earn profit. Okay. Now there are books which are maintained. Now you know in partnership final accounts, the books or the accounts that were maintained were, you have a trial balance. So a trial balance was given to you. Then you prepare trading account, profit and loss account, and a balance sheet. So this is the accounts that are prepared by a trading concern. And that was a partnership final accounts which we have studied. But the accounts maintained by the not-for-profit concern are slightly different. Now they have a receipt and payment account. Now receipt and payment you have studied in standard 11 under the heading cash book. Okay, we have studied cash book, and we used to draw the format receipts on the debit side and payments on the credit side. So what does it mean? Simple, that whatever amount is received, you were writing on the debit side, that was the receipt side, and whatever payments were there like electricity, purchases, stationery, salary, wages, all these small payments, or buying of furniture, whatever is there, any payment used to record on the payment side of the cash book. So same way, instead of saying cash book, now here we say receipts and payments account. The format is the same. Now based on this receipts and payments account, the not-for-profit concerns prepare income and expenditure account. Now, income and expenditure, the name itself suggests incomes and expenditures. Now, this account is similar to profit and loss account in partnership final accounts. Okay, so in profit and loss account on the debit side, you used to record all indirect expenses. On the credit side of profit and loss account, it was all indirect incomes. Okay, like receive commission, receive dividend, receive interest. And on the debit side, it was salaries, insurance, advertisement. Okay, so different expenses were recorded. Same way, instead of calling it profit and loss account, here in not-for-profit concern, it is called income and expenditure account. And then we have a balance sheet. Now, a balance sheet is similar to the balance sheet that we have prepared. You write the liabilities and you have the assets. There may be slight difference Now, in partnership, we call it capital. Okay, it's the capital of the partners. That is, the two partners put in the amount, and that is the capital of the business. But here it is called capital fund. Okay, so you have to add that other word, fund. That means whatever amount is collected by these concerns, they keep aside some amount. So that is capital fund. So that is the difference there. Otherwise, assets, liabilities belonging to a not-for-profit concern, what will it be? Now, if you take your textbooks, page 68. On page 68, you can see there the specimen of receipts and payments account. Okay, in the books of receipts and payments account for the year ended 31st March, whichever year, 2020. Same way, debit, credit, receipts, amount, and see, now there is a mistake in the textbook. They have written receipts on the credit side as well. It has to be payments. There are a lot of mistakes in the textbook. The specimen only they have done wrong. Now we'll quickly go through the receipts. You can see there it's balance. Whatever money was there in the previous month or the previous year, you have to bring it down. So you bring down the balance of cash in hand, cash at bank, because this is just like a cash book. So everything related to cash and bank will come in the receipts and payments account. Then you have subscriptions. Now this is a major income of the not-for-profit concerns. Now I'll keep explaining to you terms as well, because there are quite a few different terms in this chapter. So subscription is if you want to join the firm or you want to be a part of this organization, you have to pay some amount, okay, every month. Like suppose you are even buying a newspaper. Okay, you every month you are paying that newspaper bill, okay, or you're subscribing to a magazine, okay, so you have to pay some amount. Similarly, here also you have to pay subscription, which is the income for the not-for-profit concern. So on the receipt side, when you receive, they show the subscription. It may be of the previous year, current year, next year, okay, that is outstanding, prepaid, and the current year. Then you have entrance fees. Now, what is entrance fees? Again, if you want to become the member of the firm, then you have to pay some fees. So again, this is income of the firm. You are getting in money. So you collect entrance fees for the members. Okay, you want to become a member of that firm, of a sports club, you have to pay fees. Okay, it may be same in an education institution also like us. First time you are coming, you're joining the school, so you have to pay some amount to be the student of that school. So you pay entrance fees. Okay, so entrance fees also is an income. When you collect, it becomes a receipt. Admission fees, you are paying fees in school. So you have, or you to admit into a new class, so a new firm, so you pay admission fees. Life membership fees. Now, life membership fees means that you want to become a member and you have to pay fees for it. Okay, but now say take for a year. Okay, for a year that firm is charging you 12,000. Okay, and if you are paying it every month, it will be 1,000 rupees. 12 months, so 12,000 rupees. Okay, this is just an example. So, but if a member feels instead of paying every month 1,000, I will pay it lump sum. I will pay the full amount at one time. Okay, so that is called as life membership fees, paying the amount at one time. Okay, for your membership, you pay the amount at one time. It is called as life membership. Legacies. Now, what is legacies? Legacies is the amount to be given to the firm by a member his executor, suppose a person dies and feels that some amount has to be given to the firm, and he tells them that this amount should be given. So when he dies, according to his will, that amount is given to the firm to use. So that is called as legacy. Then there are government grants, donations. Now donations are also of two types. One is general, one is specific. General is when you get the donation, they don't tell you for what exactly it is. You can use it as you want. It is an income. So general, when they say, it will come on the income side of the income and expenditure account. But if they say specific, suppose you are having a building, to make a building, so extension of building, so they specify, the member specifies that this donation is only for a building fund. Okay, if it is like a school, okay, so there are some members who want to give scholarships in their name. So they tell this money is specifically for scholarships to the students. So you cannot use it anywhere else. So they are called specific donations. Then you have dividend, which is an income. Then you have sundry income. Then you have sale of old newspapers, magazines. So all these are different types of receipts. And payments, I've told you, payments are when you buy any fixed asset. If it is books, if it's a school, if it's a library, it may be books, there may be furniture, there may be fixed deposits made by the concern. Then you have wages, other expenses. So all this comes in receipts and payments account. Okay, so this is just a general thing. You have to go through it for homework. You'll have to read these pages so that you know exactly what comes there. Now, when we are solving this problem on, basically we are going to solve problems, but you have to know what is receipts and payments. Now, we don't have to prepare receipts and payments account in standard 12. They will be giving us a receipts and payments account. From that, we will prepare income and expenditure account and a balance sheet. So next is take page 70. On page 70, you will find income and expenditure account. Okay. Now, income and expenditure, I told you, it is income of whatever you receive, and expenditure is whatever you are paid. So, same from that receipt and payment account, you are going to write in the income and expenditure. You have to do the posting in income and expenditure account. So, we had seen there subscription. So you see the income side. From the receipt side, it comes to the income side, okay, or the liability side. And from the payment side, from receipts and payment side, it will go to the expenditure side and on the asset side. That is the way the posting has to be done. So first it is like subscription. Your major income for a not-for-profit concern is subscription by the members. So that is an income. Then you have rent received, interest received, dividend received, government grants, ground rent. Ground rent is for a sports club, or if you rent out the ground to somebody else, they have to pay. Then you have sundry receipts, entrance receipts, entrance fees, admission fees, donations, profit on sale of asset. Okay. When you are selling, suppose it is furniture, you are selling, if you are selling furniture, then if you are making a profit, you will record it on the income side. And if you are making a loss, you will record it on the expenditure side. So it is very similar to profit and loss account. Okay, so you can see the expenditure side, you have salaries, you have printing and stationery, rent, interest, conveyance, rates and taxes, insurance premium, audit fees. I think we have studied all this in final accounts. So you should not find it difficult to know where it goes. Okay, again I'm repeating, income and expenditure account is similar to profit and loss account from final accounts. Okay, we have office expenses, mobile expenses, medicines, then you have sports material that you have consumed. Okay, now when it sports material, they give you sports material consumed during the year. How do you find out? You have an opening stock, you make purchases during the year, you have a closing stock, and then what is used during the year is shown there. Then you have repairs and maintenance, electricity charges, newspapers and periodicals. So these are the different expenditures of a not-for-profit concern. Now, receipts and payments account is a real account. This is an objective question, children. Okay, it is a real account because you are receiving. You have studied in standard 11. Okay, what are the three different types of accounts? Real account, personal account, and nominal account. Okay, so receipts and payments, it is cash and bank you're dealing, so it is a real account, it's asset. Now, income and expenditure, it's a nominal account. Why is it a nominal account? Because it deals with expenses and losses, incomes and gains. Okay, so therefore it is a nominal account. Now look at the balance sheet on page 73. Now look at the liability side of the balance sheet. So in final accounts, we only write capital, but for not-for-profit concern, you will write capital fund. That means whatever they give in the problem, they will tell you this is capital. So this is opening balance. Then in the adjustments, sometimes you have that donations have to be capitalized. So when they say capitalized, means you have to add it to the capital fund. Entrance fees. Now, entrance fees, sometimes they say part of it you keep as revenue and part of it as capital. Now, we have studied again in standard 11. That's why those 25 terms are very, very important. Capital expenditure, capital income, revenue expenditure, revenue income. So all that is used over here. So if they say part of it to be kept as revenue, then you have to show it on the income side. If they say capitalized, then you have to add it to capital fund. Now, when you prepare a profit and loss account in final accounts, what is the final result over there? Okay, the final result is net profit or net loss. Okay, so you get to know the results of the business if the business is making a profit or a loss. So we call it net profit or net loss for a trading concern, but for a non-trading concern or a not-for-profit organization, it is called as surplus or deficit. Okay, it is very similar, but only the name or the word has been changed. What is surplus? If your income is more than your expenses, then it is called surplus. But if your income, if your expenses, okay, your expenses are more than your incomes, then it will be a deficit. So if it is surplus, you will add it to capital fund. If it is a deficit, you will deduct from capital fund. Then what do you have? You have a building fund. You have an endowment fund. Now, what is endowment fund? Okay, again here this is kept for a specific purpose. Amount kept aside for a specific purpose is called as endowment fund. So if it is earmarked for something, then you have to use it for that. Then tournament fund, special fund, charity fund, sundry creditors, bank overdraft, other loans. You know what all this is because these are all similar liabilities. Then you have the assets. Now on the asset side, like most of the assets you are familiar with, cash in hand, cash at bank, fixed deposit, investments, sundry debtors, land and building, furniture and fixtures, plant and machinery, equipments, playground. Now, playground will come for the sports clubs. Okay, that is their asset. Motor vehicles, library books. Now, library books is also an asset for a library. Stock of sports material. Stock of sports material again, if it's a sports organization. Stock of stationery. Stock of drugs. Now, drugs are used by hospitals. Okay, so it is one of the asset of the hospital. Then you have loans and advances, accrued interest, prepaid expenses. You know, prepaid we have done in final accounts. Insurance is prepaid, so we show it on the asset side. The second effect we show on the asset side of the balance sheet. And outstanding income. We in final accounts we have not majorly done outstanding income. We have done mostly outstanding expense like salary and wages were outstanding. So we add it to that expense and then we show it on the liability side. So remember, outstanding expense comes on the liability side. Outstanding income will come on the asset side. So I want you to go through all this textbook from page 64 to page 76. Okay. So now we will quickly do one small problem on page 114. Page 114. This is a practical problem. Okay. Now, before I start with the problem, I want you to write in your textbook the name of the chapter, today's date, 12th July 2021, and you will write meaning and you will take down the meaning from page 64 from the textbook. Okay. So I'll leave about half the page, write the name of the chapter, write meaning. Below that, write the meaning from the textbook from page 64. And after that, you will take down this solution. Now look here, it is calculation, first problem on page 114, calculation of stationery consumed during the year. Now balance sheet is given to you as on 1st April 2018. Okay, on the balance sheet on the asset side, stationery is asset. So stock of stationery here is 400. So at the beginning of the year, you have 400 worth stationery. Then you have a receipts and payments account for the year ending 31st March 2019. So again, on the payment side, that means you have purchased stationery during the year that amounts to 6,300. Okay, so on the next page, there are adjustments saying outstanding for stationery bill is 1,000 and stock of stationery on 31st March 2019 was valued at rupees 1,800. So that is closing stock. So they have given you figures. Now see what they have asked. With the above information, calculate the amount of stationery consumed during the year and show its presentation in final accounts of a concern. So first thing we will write, take your notebooks, write stock of stationery consumed. Okay. Write particulars and amount, only two columns, particulars and amount. First write stock of stationery on 1st April 2018. 400. Now this is given to us, so 400. Then you will add purchases during the year. So write add purchases during the year. They have given you there in the receipts and payments account 6,300. Then in the adjustment, they have said there is a bill which is outstanding. So this outstanding also has to be added. So add outstanding bill, add outstanding 1,000. Okay, so these three figures you will add. So add and take the total. So it comes to 7,700. Now you still have some stationery in hand, which they said on 31st March 2019 it was 1,800. So write less closing stock 31st March 2019. $1,800. Now we have said less, so you will deduct and write 5,900. So this is stock consumed during the year. 5,900 is the stock consumed during the year. Now this is one part. Now they want us to show this in income and expenditure account. So you will have to draw an income and expenditure account. So just write there, income and expenditure account. For the year ended March 31st, 2019. Okay. Right, debit, credit, and then draw expenditure amount, income amount. On the debit side, write expenditure, amount, and on the credit side, write income in amount. Now stationery is an expenditure which we show it on the only the expenditure side. So nothing will come here on the income. So write there to stock of stationery consumed. To stock of stationery consumed. This usually will come for a sports club or a hospital. Okay, stock of stationery consumed. Below that, write opening stock. In the inner column, write 400. add purchases 6,300, add outstanding 1,000, add it becomes 7,700. Then write less closing stock 1,800. Then take the figure to the outer column, which is 5,900. So this is the way you have to show it in the income and expenditure account. What we did first is just a calculation, but usually we have to show it in income and expenditure account. And then we have to draw a balance sheet, just of about 3 to 4 lines. You know to draw a balance sheet, so quickly draw the balance sheet. You will write balance sheet as on 31st March 2019. Liabilities amount, assets amount. Okay, now outstanding bill is a liability, so you will show it on the liability side. So write on the liability side, outstanding bill of stationery. And how much was outstanding? 1,000. And closing stock you will show on the asset side. You know, closing stock we always show on the asset side. So asset side, write closing stock of stationery. $1,800. So they just want you to know where it comes, how it comes on the balance sheet, how it is shown, and how it is shown in the income and expenditure account. So this is what they had asked us. So we have shown it. Okay. So now children, we have finished with the problem. Please read the text so that you will understand better, so that next when we start with the problems, you will not find it difficult. Okay. Thank you students and have a nice day.